Now we're ready for some PFL women's lightweight action. That's Taylor Guardado. Randy, nobody knows more about this young lady than you. She trains at Extreme Couture in Vegas.
Taylor's here for a reason. Obviously, Ray Sefo trains at our gym and has since we opened a long time ago. Dennis Davis has done a great job with our amateur team. This is one more prodigy that's come up through that system that we created at Extreme Couture. We're very proud of her. She's got a ton of potential. Excited to see her compete tonight.
Kenny, this is a prime example of why you can't look at records to determine how good a fighter is, right? Because you can dig up what she did in her amateur past. When you're talking about her pro record, there's just not much there. Under the Invicta rules, a couple of the wins she had were counted as exhibitions, so they don't go down as anything official. Right. She's formidable, and she's got the skill, and that's what matters here.
No question about it. And she's surrounded herself with a great gym, great people. She's been around the sport for a while, and she's been training for a while, and that definitely means something. You know, she took time off, had a kid. She says that has certainly motivated her as well. Both her parents are athletes, so she has the right background. She has the background to be successful here in the PFL.
Dad played hockey, mom was track and field. She said there was no way she was getting out of being a professional athlete.
And her opponent comes to us from Ukraine, Olena Kolesnyk. Man, Kenny, she's an interesting gal. You know, a bubbly personality, but she flips a switch when she gets into the cage.
Absolutely. She's all smiles and laughs outside of the cage and all hands and kicks inside of it. She comes from that kickboxing background. She's from the Ukraine. She says one of her mentors, or at least one of the people that she looked up to, is a legend Igor Vovchanchin, who was certainly a legendary boxer in the Pride days. Yeah, she is ready to rock, man. She says, and don't underestimate my grappling for this fight.
Olena Kolesnyk representing Ukraine. There's a look at our tail of the tape. Kolesnyk 1 year older, 3 inches taller, but the reach advantage, at least in the arms, goes to Taylor Guardado. Lillian Garcia starts the women's lightweight season.
Ladies and gentlemen, the PFL is proud to have the only women's lightweight division, and their journey officially begins now. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. She is a striker. Standing at 5'6", she officially weighs in at 154.5 pounds. Making her PFL debut, she has a record of 0-1. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, here is Taylor Guardado! Her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, she is a boxer. Standing at 5'9", she officially weighs in at 155.25 pounds. In 8 professional bouts, she has a record of 5 wins, 2 losses, and 1 no contest. Fighting out of Odessa, Ukraine, here is Olena Kolesnyk. Your referee in charge, Gasper Oliver.
We'll stick with Gasper Oliver as the third individual inside the PFL Smart Cage. Olena Kolesnyk in the red, Taylor Guardado in the black and gray. Points on the line. PFL MMA, the only true league format in the sport. Regular season playoffs and a championship. They get right to work in the middle of the cage.
Olena in the southpaw stance.
Throwing that jab out, tries to avoid the takedown, is able to shrug Taylor Guardado back up and press her against the cage.
Yeah, Kolesnyk did a good job of getting those underhooks. So it looks like she's looking for a takedown.
Head outside here, got to be careful, not leave your neck vulnerable to that choke.
Yeah, Guardado's got a nice hold of the neck there.
If you can't turn her and press her in the cage.
Kolesnyk staying calm, able to kind of get her posture back a little bit.
Elbow low.
Now that's a better position for Guardado.
Kolesnyk pulls away, throws a knee, and now looks for a toss, but Guardado's trying to climb right onto the back.
Guardado's got one hook in. If she can clear her head, she's going to end up on Kolesnyk's back.
Yeah, Kolesnyk's got to bail on that head. She should remove that left foot of Guardado.
Elbow for the head. Here you go. Keep climbing. Keep Climbing.
Here comes, she's gonna crown her head out. There she's at. She's on her back.
Top side.
Always a precarious position in the standing.
Yeah, Kenny, and this is one of those situations where it's you don't know who is really taxed more by a position like this, because it's hard to hold on. It's hard to keep yourself on someone's back. It's also hard to be carrying the weight of another human being, especially when they're able to throw some punches to the side of your head.
It definitely can be. Right now, with the poor posture of Kolesnyk, I'd say she's working much harder than Guardado. If she can get her head over her hips, she might be able to put a little bit more, or force Guardado to spend a little bit more energy. But right now, it's Guardado in a great position here, guys.
Trying to work that right forearm under the chin of Olena Kolesnyk.
Kolesnyk doing a nice job of hand fighting and protecting her neck, not letting Taylor get a solid grip on that neck.
If Kolesnyk can grab that left foot of Guardado, she'd be able to get out. She's avoiding the choke here. She can turn and face Guardado. She can get out of this.
She goes 2-on-1 on the right wrist of Taylor Guardado. Very difficult to extract your arm when somebody goes into that defensive posture. Olena Kolesnyk working from the bottom here. Gasper Oliver making sure she doesn't lace her fingers inside the glove.
Kolesnyk's turning the wrong way. She should have been turning to her right. She would have been able to escape. She's given up her back again.
First round here halfway gone. Potentially 6 points still on the line in the women's lightweight regular season standings. 3 points for a win, bonus points for a stoppage in rounds 1, 2, or 3.
Guardado's got to pull that left hand out of that wrist rod and use it to soften up Kolesnyk with some punches. And there you go, on cue.
Yeah, absolutely. She's getting into an arm wrestling match here. She should be pounding away with her other hand. That's going to get Kolesnyk to let go.
Guardado still with both hooks in, and she's actually got her right leg double laced. Kolesnyk trying to peel off the back here. There's that ghost cam, revolutionary technology that allows you to see through the links of our PFL Smart Cage.
Yeah, start giving me some damage. Get the hand and start chipping away at her.
Good work here by Olena Kolesnyk, who's obviously in the defensive posture, but she's not letting Taylor Guardado get her arms free to do anything.
Oh, here's an armbar attempt by Taylor.
Guardado steps over, and Kolesnyk says, "I'll oblige," and keep walking around. Goes north-south to try and defend. Nice work by Taylor Guardado to stop it, and now
Omoplata.
looking at an omoplata, knees to the back from Olena Kolesnyk on the bottom, and she steps over into side control. Nice work to extract herself.
Yeah, that was an excellent escape, both on the straight armbar and on the omoplata. She went in the right direction for this one. Now finds herself on top, and she needs to score some points. She needs to find a way to start scoring some points here and get some ground and pound going.
You can see our Acronis fight tracker there, keeping track of where this thing happens, and it's been all against the cage. Nice left hands from Kolesnyk. And some knees as Taylor Guardado works her way back to standing.
The old school, stomping on the foot. It's a good way to get a person to move their foot. You're certainly not going to finish a fight that way, but you make them adjust their position a little bit.
Guardado pummels in. More knees to the belly from Kolesnyk, whose Thai boxing background shows itself here. We'll see round number 2 next on ESPN+. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, and Kenny Florian beside the PFL Smart Cage. Heading into round number 2 here in women's lightweight regular season action. Taylor Guardado in the black and gray trunks, Olena Kolesnyk, the Ukrainian, in the red. And we're going to take a look here at our fighter performance rating scores. This is exactly why the fighter performance rating is important. Guardado was on top for a good majority of that round, but she wasn't able to generate significant offense. So in traditional judging, it looked like a decently dominant round for Guardado, but Kolesnyk was able to pull the reversal and make something happen. Nice left hand to open it from Olena Kolesnyk. Good sprawl again against the wrestler.
Yeah, it seems like that first round has kind of woken up Kolesnyk a little bit. Guardado doing a great job of finishing that single leg, though, and gets on top.
You can see the FPR scores there. Close round, still the favor in Guardado's corner. And now she's on top of Olena Kolesnyk, who closes the guard.
All right, Taylor, what I need you to do, start giving some damage. Chip away. Chip away.
Taylor's got to clear her head, get some posture, land some better shots, keep her hands off the mat so that Kolesnyk can't tie them up. She does a great job of hand fighting and protecting herself.
Guardado almost surrenders the top position and allows Kolesnyk to stand back up in a left hand for her effort. Olena Kolesnyk showing her striking here. Another left hand after the body push kick. Nice combination there from Kolesnyk.
Yeah, Kolesnyk did a great job of framing away and getting back to her feet here. And Guardado looks pretty tired here, guys.
Inside leg kick there compromises the balance of Taylor Guardado. And fatigue matters, especially if you rely on the wrestling, Randy. You don't feel up to taking and finishing a takedown attempt. That can get really dicey against a striker like Kolesnyk.
Well, let's be honest, stepping up into a big show, a lot of nerves, a lot of things going into being here tonight in the Professional Fighters League with Taylor Guardado.
Guardado runs Kolesnyk into the cage, trying to finish this double leg here. A little hoist, and down she goes. Guardado once again on top.
Great job by Guardado to push through and get that takedown. Locked her hands up against the cage.
Guardado's got to clear her head, use that fence to her advantage, steer her hips to the left, stack Olena up in there so she can land some bigger shots.
Kolesnyk looks content to just hold here, control the position of Guardado.
Looks like
And a
Guardado
stand-up.
left her mouth guard on the mat.
Ah, okay. Gasper Oliver allows her to get up, grab the mouthpiece, resets them in the same position, starts the clock again.
Inside hands, Taylor.
3 minutes, inside of 3 minutes, I should say, here in round number 2.
Guardado doing a good job of keeping her head right over the head or right over the shoulder here of Kolesnyk, which is going to make it very difficult for Kolesnyk to use the cage to get back to her feet.
Halfway.
Randy, it's often a matter of taste for the person on top, whether you want to press your opponent up against the cage or you like to turn them away so they can't use the cage to stand back up as we get a timeout here.
1 point.
Yeah, and I think in either situation, elevation is your friend there.
Watch your fingers. I told you 3 times already.
Okay, 1 point taken by Gasper Oliver for eye pokes because he had warned Olena Kolesnyk on these ground exchanges not to put her open hand in the face of Taylor Guardado. If this fight goes to a decision, that could be a really big moment.
Yeah, absolutely, very big. And I saw Taylor complaining about something, but I thought it was an accidental groin shot. And now maybe I was mistaken and it was these fingers.
I think at the end of the first round, you're correct. I think that's what she was talking about, but there was a protest from the corner on the stand-up from Kolesnyk earlier in this round because she was pressing an open hand into the face, and when you do that, occasionally a finger will slip into the eye.
Control your breathing for a second.
Guardado doing a much better job of staying active with her ground and pound, just kind of chipping away. There's some nice hammer fists.
Kolesnyk tries to kick her off, the up kick.
Back down, Taylor. Back down. Back down.
Kolesnyk doing a nice job of using her legs, getting her legs in the fight, protecting herself.
She gets back to her feet because of it. Guardado will look to bull her back to the ground. Nice work by Olena Kolesnyk to get up inside of 90 seconds in round number 2, and she's going to have to get some space to do work. Smothering pressure here from Taylor Guardado in the black and gray trunks.
As you can imagine, we spend a lot of time on this cage position.
Whether you like it or not at Extreme Couture, this is primary curriculum.
We spend a lot of time here, absolutely.
Nice step across.
Guardado not having it, right back in her face.
Kolesnyk showing a little grappling prowess there, trying to make that happen.
Little nice step across judo, throws her over.
You got 30 seconds, Taylor. Lift in. 35 seconds.
Guardado continues to pressure with the left shoulder. Kolesnyk unable to escape at the moment.
Great work, Taylor. Great work. Knee tap, hey, she knees. Knee tap her. Knee tap her.
Guardado doing a good job of winning that head position, getting it underneath the chin of Kolesnyk, keeping her pinned up against the cage with that shoulder in the armpit.
Nice work there by Guardado to free her own hand. These knees to the body from Kolesnyk. That's how we finished round number 1. Let's see what it does here in round number 2. Guardado's able to turn her back. And there's another cross
again.
End of round 2. Olena Kolesnyk, Taylor Guardado. A grueling performance for both women here. Walk us through this, Kenny.
All right, guys, we have a great angle here on this eye gouge from Kolesnyk. As we roll it here, you'll take a look at the right hand, and if you pause it right here, that's that right hand, and watch the fingers go into the eye here. Watch this. That right hand, those fingers just right into the eyes of Guardado. Stop it right there. Ooh, that is just brutal, going right into the hands. Like, he's getting all of it right there. Not a good thing, and that's why that point was deducted. Good work there from the referee.
It's a great idea to control your opponent's head. It's not a great idea to control your opponent's head like you're holding a bowling ball. Got to keep the fingers out of the eyes.
Yeah, you can grab the chin. You can't get your fingers in the eyes like that.
Olena Kolesnyk in the red, Taylor Guardado in the black and gray as we enter round number 3. Women's lightweight regular season action. FPR down there in the bottom left corner of your screen. A more dominant round for Taylor Guardado there. Nice right hand from Guardado after the inside leg kick from Kolesnyk.
Well, this round, Guardado looks to be the fresher opponent. She looked a little wobbly and fatigued, maybe started the second round after that big first round. But she settled in.
Yeah, and that can be from just frustration of her getting back to her feet or getting eye gouged. And now she looks way more comfortable here in round 3. And Kolesnyk has some serious work to do here in round 3.
I think you're going to see a shot from Guardado here pretty quickly. I'm not thinking she's liking being out here in range.
She's accounting well for herself in the stand-up, staying outside the range of Kolesnyk's jab. Nice jab from Guardado there.
And that's what's going to allow Guardado to set up that takedown, get the respect in the hands, establish her range, level change, and get on that leg of Kolesnyk.
Checks the inside leg kick. Oh, nice left hand there on the little slip and rip there from Olena Kolesnyk. But Kenny, in round 2, we saw a lot of combinations. It's pot shots. It's 1 or 2 at a time here from Kolesnyk. She must have heard me. Oh, she
salto! Guardado does a nice salto from the double overhook position, uses that forward momentum of Kolesnyk to finish the takedown and end up on top.
That was beautiful. Kolesnyk has this underhook, but she's not doing anything with it. She's just holding. Again, showing her inexperience here on the ground, and Guardado just taking full advantage of it.
Put your back on towards the fence. Work your way up from the fence.
Kolesnyk content to hold on, perhaps hoping for a stand-up from Gasper Oliver.
Taylor's got to clear her head, find a way to sit back on that half guard, create some elevation, and then pick some better shots.
Nice work there with the left hand from the top for Taylor Guardado.
2 minutes 45.
And Kolesnyk just needs to create some offense from here. She's not going to get anything going just by holding Guardado down. Guardado a little too experienced. She's able to swim her arm out of that and pound away there with that left hand.
Round 3 halfway gone here. Still 1 bonus point if Taylor Guardado can get a finish here. Or if Olena Kolesnyk can create a reversal and do some work herself. Kenny, she's hanging heavy on the head. We haven't seen it be an effective strategy here. What does she need to do with that left arm?
Well, Kolesnyk's left arm needs to swim and get an underhook so she can get back to her feet. If she can post with her right arm and start to build her base back up, use the cage to get back to her feet. But right now, that right arm of Guardado is in superior position. She has that inside line and not allowing Kolesnyk to do anything here. And right now, the onus is on Kolesnyk to get up. It's Guardado that's in the top position. She's chipping away, and she's staying busy enough.
Keep walking. She's trying to go left down, so keep walking that right leg up.
Guardado can advance position here. She can use her right arm to maybe push down that left leg of Kolesnyk and maybe advance into quarter mount or even mount.
Yep, cross face. Cross face.
There's another look through the ghost cam. There's chain link in your way. You just can't really tell because of that miracle technology.
Amazing.
1 minute remains here in round number 3, and Olena Kolesnyk does not have an answer for the grappling on top of Taylor Guardado. Does a better job here trying to frame the head away. Guardado says nope, and pushes right back in.
Well, she's got to use her legs. Her arms are only going to be so strong. The strongest part of your body is are your legs. She's got to get her feet and the hips, try to frame away and create some space.
Absolutely, get those legs, those long levers back into the fight.
And with 30 seconds remaining, she's running out of time to make something happen.
Here we go, Taylor. Keep chipping.
A testament to what we said pre-fight. Taylor Guardado with what looks very much like a veteran performance here because she has that long history. She's been training forever, and this is a workmanlike performance. Sometimes you just got to get it done and get the win.
No question about it. Just smarter tactics and strategy here from Guardado.
After the 10-second clapper, pours it on a little bit. We go the distance in women's lightweight action. Our first regular season bout. Olena Kolesnyk walks back to her corner, fatigued. Who wins? We find out next as we take a look at our Cageonomics Stats Bundle presented by Geico. Randy, let me get some insight on this takedown here.
Well, she's in on that double, using the barrier, gets her hands locked, able to suck her hips up, change direction, use her head, and guide her right to the floor. Nice job by Guardado. There's the overhand right, slips that left hand and comes right in with her own overhand right. Very nice. Here, double overhook, salto, using that momentum of Kolesnyk to carry that all the way over the top and ends up in the top position. Very, very nice job. There's the eye gouge. You can see clearly the finger in the eye, using the bridge of the nose to try and move Guardado's head.
And we said that would especially be impactful when we go to if we went to a decision. We went to a decision here. Take a look at our fighter performance rating presented by Rich Energy. According to FPR, Taylor Guardado won all 3 rounds. Lillian Garcia has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. And the totals are 29-27, 30-26, and 30-26. All for your winner by unanimous decision and earning 3 points in the women's lightweight division, Taylor Guardado!
That win good for 3 points for Taylor Guardado.